Okay, it's November 21st, 2024, and I'm with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. Here's a picture of his mother. This is what the book is all about, their mother's sons. Their mother's sons. Okay, you can lay it down on the chair now, Mr. Jeckovich.
Right.
You can lay it down on a chair. Now, we showed the people what we're talking about, your mother, and that's a beautiful picture of your mother. Mr. Jeckovich is a World War II combat veteran. Mr. Jeckovich is from Company H, the 2nd Battalion, the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, today is a mystery, and tomorrow is a gift. Before I open up the laptop, Mr. Jeckovich, what's the passcode?
42965.
Okay, that dog tag opens it up. You're looking very nice today, Mr. Jeckovich, in your new Thanksgiving clothes and sweaters,
Thanksgiving clothes.
pants, matching shoes and socks.
Oh.
And I even heard you went to church today.
Huh?
I even heard you went to church.
I went to church and got communion too.
Oh, wow. Thank the Lord, he's coming around.
Yeah.
He's coming around.
Yeah.
He's coming around. So you're looking well in your brand new clothes. And the important question is, how are you feeling?
I'm good, yeah.
You're looking well. You're looking really well today. You're looking well. Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on a door of 100 years old. And it's sad to say, if you're 40, listening to this, 40 years old, you have about a 10% chance to make it to 100. It's really a hard feat to do. It's really a hard feat to do. So how is everything going? I mean, you're looking well and everything's going smooth.
Yeah.
Did you have a good dinner?
Had a good dinner, yeah.
Okay. We're going to read on chapter 21. This is when you're getting engaged to Delphine Stulak. And we're on page 621. And this is titled, Engaged in Wedding Plans. Do you want me to read or do you want to read a few pages?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
What's the date on it?
It's engaged in wedding plans, and this is in sometime like 1949.
1949.
Yeah, or
oh
50,
boy.
something like that. Yeah, that's when the world was normal.
Yeah.
That's when you had that beautiful laundromat and no one destroyed it.
Yeah.
And everyone respected people's things and businesses.
Yeah.
And now,
it's all shot.
what would you do? How would your laundromat be today?
It wouldn't exist.
Wouldn't make a day.
They ripped the stupid coin changer off the wall.
Yeah. Boy, that was the days. And in 1949 and 50, when Mr. Jeckovich was engaged, you could buy a really, really nice house for $7,000 and $8,000.
Yeah.
You could buy a nice car for like $1,200 and $1,300. Typically, the husband worked, and the wife would take care of the house.
Housewife.
Take care of the house, and for $40, she could have enough beautiful groceries for the week.
Yeah.
For the week. Now, you can't buy a breakfast for $40.
Yeah.
And when Mr. Jeckovich was getting married, the price of gasoline was 19 to 21 cents per gallon.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, how things have changed. And they give you all these conveniences of cell phones and computer and texting to be called a convenience. They're not. Mr. Jeckovich in the year of 1949-50 had more free and leisure time then than ever now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they got you on a tight string now. Every time someone's calling you, paging you, a new problem. Everyone's talking on a cell phone. 90% of it's nonsense. They don't need to be talking that much.
Yeah.
Well, you just say the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And then they got this crazy thing that I think a lot of people are getting educated that Facebook isn't the way to go, because when it first came out, everyone was puffing themselves up where they're these great, talented people.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and all their relatives are looking at it and saying,
Who the hell's he?
what a fucking asswipe. Look at this jerk off. Look at his jerk off posting all this shit. So I think people are past that Facebook stage where they realize that's not reality, and only complete idiots and moron would still participate in it. They would be on there whining about something or showing that their kid took a piss in the toilet and he didn't piss on the floor, so he's a great hero. That's all bullshit, man. Put it down. This is the reality right here. World War II vet. His mind is like a library. Combat, Purple Heart, 2 Bronze Stars. Shot up, beat up, stabbed. Let's see a youngster at 18 to 19 do that today. Maybe some could, but the majority of them are mama's boys. Most of these mothers have destroyed these kids. Most of these mothers have destroyed these kids. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Baby this and baby that. They destroyed them. They will never be able to survive on their own.
No.
They'll never be able to survive on their own. And unfortunately, many of these ladies are really stupid. They're stupid ladies because what they'll do is they'll be divorced, having 3 young kids at home, and they'll bring in some guy to move into the house. Well, newsflash, ladies, this guy that moves into your house doesn't give 2 shits about your kids. Newsflash. The honeymoon at time might last for 2 or 3 weeks, but after that, that guy wants those kids out and gone and won't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
So wake up. That's not reality. You're stupid. Wake up. Isn't that crazy? Did you ever see that when you were in the 50s having that nonsense taking place?
No.
People bragging all the time.
Real quiet.
Bringing a strange guy to marry the lady, and the kids are like, they're just like non-existent. This guy doesn't care about him, and the dumb wife goes along with this new guy brought in.
Yeah.
It's a shame. And he goes a step further now. Pick up the papers and read how many of these guys kill or abuse these children.
Yeah.
The wife will be out working 3 jobs. The slob they move into the house is watching football, beating the shit out of the kids, and who knows what else.
Yeah.
And you leave a complete stranger with them.
Yeah.
How selfish and how rude.
Yeah.
God, I wish I was back in your time in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And that was when people were somewhat normal.
Yeah.
Now they're really out of control.
They're nuts here. They're nuts here now.
Mr. Jeckovich we're on chapter 21 where Mr. Jeckovich is getting engaged. That's why all this we're talking about now brings it to him. It brings it to what we're about to say. Mr. Jeckovich is getting engaged, and when he met his wife at the in Buffalo, New York, on Main Street, he courted her. Delwood Ballroom, a beautiful place, and he courted her for about a year. And Mr. Jeckovich's mother, who he's been caring for since he's 11, because Mr. Jeckovich's father died at 43, so Mr. Jeckovich was his sole support at a very early age, not unusual back then. Well, Mr. Jeckovich's mother, what you just seen the picture of, was a devout Roman Catholic. She was a devout Roman Catholic, and she went to church 5:30, 6 o'clock Mass every day, then 11 o'clock Sunday Mass. And what did your mother do at night?
She watched TV, Lawrence Welk.
What about the rosary?
She said the rosary, I'm kneeling down in front of her bed.
Down in front of her bed. And this is probably one of the only things that kept Mr. Jeckovich alive during World War II, being he was shot up, beat up, stabbed, bombed, was his mother's prayers. His mother's prayers were answered, and he came home injured, but he came home. And what I'm trying to get to is this. When Mr. Jeckovich was courting Delphine Stulak, because Mr. Jeckovich came from a religious background, he went to Our Lady of the Rosary Church, Roman Catholic Church, on Niagara Street and 22nd. And as you look at the altar to the right, there's a big picture of the Virgin Mary, about 20 feet tall, and it would say, "The family that prays together stays together." And Mr. Jeckovich never forgot that. Now we take it one step further. When he was engaged, asked Delphine Stulak for her hand in marriage, he went to the Basilica in Tonawanda, right?
Yeah.
And he asked her there, she accepted. And then they went to the altar and they prayed for a long and happy marriage. Those prayers were answered. How long did your marriage last, Mr. Jeckovich?
69 years.
69 years. So we're just talking about times now, all these floozy 60, 70,000 divorces a year. It is hard. Hard on the lady, but mostly hard on the kids. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a pity. So Mr. Jeckovich was married for 69 long, wonderful years. His prayers were answered. His prayers were answered. And in that situation, the man of the house worked, and the lady was the homemaker, right?
Housewife.
She kept everything in order.
Yeah.
And it was a simple existence. Now, unfortunately,
Everybody
everything's so
works.
expensive. Ladies are working 3 jobs, guys are working 2 jobs. And it's not right. Today they have, it's so confused, no one knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
The kids,
Yeah,
are,
world. They're out
the
of
kids are
world.
being raised by daycare or babysitters. It's such a sad situation if you honestly think about it. But the people involved in it will never admit it. They'll never admit it. They think everything's beautiful. How they're so loving and helpful on Facebook. How they're doing this and that. As I said, if the kid pisses in the toilet and doesn't piss on the floor, his mother puts him on Facebook as a great hero, as a great accomplishment. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's sad. Straighten out, people. Straighten out. So, here we go. Let's read more. Let's read more. You set a good example for people, Mr. Jeckovich. You truly have. You set a great example for people. Too public, too noisy, I murmured. We have to find a nice, quiet place that we can talk and think of some stuff through. It was still early, but where to go was the question. I was becoming frustrated not being able to come up with a destination. It seems like you're engaged, you're always in the car.
Yeah, you're always looking for someplace.
Going to a picnic, going here, trying to keep busy.
Yeah.
Wasn't it much easier when you got married, you could stay in one place?
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have had this all premeditated instead of the last minute decision making. We are driving out of town on Route 5. Where is Route 5?
It was a big highway. 4-lane highway.
Wow. Heading south with no destination in mind. I asked Delphine to watch for a good spot to stop to eat. Something cozy, not a diner. As we reached the lake road and stopped for a traffic light, I turned left for no apparent reason and traveled a short distance and then turned south again on Union Road until we came to Orchard Park. How was Orchard Park?
Orchard Park was a small farmer community.
It was nice though, right?
Yeah.
Delphine was still looking for a place, but had not seen anything promising. I traveled some distance on Route 20 until we came upon East Aurora. How was East Aurora?
East Aurora is another little farm town.
Suddenly Delphine spotted a place, the Red Inn, which appeared to be what we're seeking. How was the Red Inn?
Red Inn was a quaint family-owned operation. They tablecloths on every table, checker tables, cloths on each table. Food was good.
Well, I looked it over, and I stated as I pulled into a small parking lot. As we entered, the first thing that my eye sought out was a huge stone fireplace with a roaring log blazing away. Oh, that must have been nice. There were several tables occupied, but the large dining room area was almost empty. We were ushered to our table by an attractive hostess, attired in a smart blue blazer and white skirt. Our table was situated a little way from the fireplace, but not in the mainstream of the small square dance floor, almost in the center of the room. We ordered a Sunday special, roast lamb with baked potato, and while we waited for our order, we congratulated ourselves for finding this unique place. So it was really nice then, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
The atmosphere was cozy with its warm, mellow paneled walls, and it was huge hanging chandeliers accenting the large wooden beams in the ceiling. The huge stone fireplace was the focal point of the room, which was situated on one paneled wall. The oak trim was elaborated throughout the room, which reflected its beautiful, rich, deep grain from overhead chandeliers and roaring log fire. Once you got married, did you ever go there again?
Oh yeah, we went there for, we didn't go there for second harvest, we brought the kids over there.
So it was nice. It stayed
Yeah.
open for many years. The floor was gray slate with the exception of the dance floor, which was polished to a high luster. All the tables were the same style, square with bright blue tablecloths on each. The cushions of the high-backed chairs were almost blue, matching the tablecloths. On each table was situated a small lamp, its base made into a ship's wheel. Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
All in all, it was a fitting place to relax, enjoy a delectable meal, and discuss our future. Delphine was thrilled with the place, and she kept on saying that she found it and how lucky we are. I agreed with her and got right to the discussion, our future. When are we going to get married, I asked. After she got over her initial surprise, I went on, after we get married, are we going for a honeymoon? And after that, where are we going to live? Well, where'd you go on the honeymoon?
Portugal.
How was that?
That was nice. We went back there several times.
How many days did you stay on your honeymoon?
2 weeks.
And was that basically, the Poconos was basically for honeymooners?
Oh yeah. No, it was for recreational.
But when you would sit in a restaurant in the Poconos, was most people honeymooners?
Well, most of them, yeah, young couples, yeah.
Did you ever meet any couples there?
Yeah, we 2 or 3 were there from New York City.
How were they nice?
They're nice, yeah, considering they're from New York City.
Yeah. Considering they're from New York City, yeah. Well, it could have been San Francisco. That would have been worse.
Yeah.
So, what did you stay at, a hotel?
Stayed at a hotel there, yeah.
And was it on the first floor? Or?
First floor.
So it was nice.
Exit to the dining room.
It was nice then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How'd Delphine like it?
Delphine was pleased with it. Everything was clean, crisp.
How'd you get there?
Luckily, we just drove into it.
But how'd
We were
you,
just driving around.
Niagara Falls, how'd you get there?
How did we get there from Niagara Falls?
What vehicle were you?
US 5.
No, but what vehicle did you have back
We
then?
had, I think we had both of it.
And was this the middle of winter, right?
Yeah, you had to go 90 miles an hour getting the heat out of it.
Oh, I understand. Minutes, please?
Oh.
So you had to basically get the car as high speed in order for the heat to work.
No, to push the heat out, there was no fan in there.
11 minutes.
I see. So if you run at 25 miles an hour in 10-degree weather, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But besides that, it drove pretty good.
Now you're giving me another pill.
How you get involved in it?
I just handed it to her.
Oh, is there someone behind it?
It's for his ear. Here we go. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so it was a pretty nice place.
Huh?
It was a really nice place.
What?
The Poconos was a really nice place.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still going today.
That was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's still going today.
It's still open today, yeah.
Isn't that so nice? Did your mother ever go to the Poconos?
No. She wouldn't drive that
How
far.
about Stevie? Did he ever go to?
Well, Stevie was in California.
Oh, okay. Where did Lookie go on his honeymoon at?
I don't know. I don't think he went to a honeymoon.
I see. He got married on the base, right?
Yeah, it was the Coast Guard.
I see, on the base, yeah.
Well, they had a wedding ceremony at the Coast Guard base too.
Oh, okay.
Everything was free.
Free, okay. So that was pretty nice. You went on the honeymoon to the Poconos, and did you send postcards home to your mother?
Oh yeah.
Did you send postcards home to your sister?
No, I only sent home with my mother.
She
I
must have
figured my
really-
mother would give them the Coast Guards.
She must have really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so it said you have this discussion on this chapter 21. It says, where we go on a honeymoon, so we determined the Poconos.
Yeah.
Then the next thing was, where were you going to live? What happened then?
Well, it worked out because when we got married, my mother was alone, and we committed for me to move upstairs. We kicked Horb out.
Horb was a tenant upstairs?
Yeah, he built a house across the street
And
anyway.
he stayed there to the end of his
Yeah,
life.
so my mother lived downstairs, we lived upstairs, we could take control of her.
So Horb moved out. Was he a nice man?
Oh, a nice guy, nice, easygoing guy, yeah.
And then he built a house,
He built a house across the street.
one story, right?
Yeah,
And that's the one that just was on fire last year too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I seen that fire. And then he stayed there to the end of his life, right?
Yeah.
He didn't go nowhere.
He didn't go nowhere, no.
And so when you first moved into 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York.
That was a nice street.
Tell us how the street looked back
Street
then.
was beautiful, nice street, real people, a lot of nice people. It wasn't flooded up, it was staggered. 4 or 5, I could sit on my porch and see the stadium at Hyde Park.
No kidding. And as you, what houses did you have to left or right when you first moved in?
Well, it was Mendenhall on the left, and it was Belinsky after a while.
But I thought those lots were vacant when you moved in.
When it was empty, that lots were empty on both sides. I told Delphi we should have bought that lot next door for $2,400, and this Icky put a whole new house on way on the other side and made that all open for grass.
But wasn't Belinsky someone that worked at the same place you did?
Yeah.
Wasn't Belinsky the guy that moved his locker next to yours?
Eventually he did, yeah.
But did Belinsky move there just to be your friend? Was that it?
I don't know why he moved. I was on the second floor of the locker, and you went by units. We were in the machine room, and so you were told to go to the locker, take a shower at that certain time, and he was down in the calendar room. He was in another division.
I thought that maybe he was trying to be just friendly, moving to a house next to you. And
He take his socks off,
what does that mean?
shaking them out.
With sweat?
Yeah.
Because it was, 110 degrees in there
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the factory? And like your father said, I still remember your father said, when we're in this house, we speak English, we don't speak Russian.
Yeah, Belinsky had a real bad accent.
And the reason why, his father
They spoke
always
Polish.
spoke Polish.
Yeah. I told my father, I said, look, we're Americans, we're going to talk Americans.
Yeah.
We're not Russians, we're not Polacks.
And how bad was Belinsky's accent?
Bad, he was bad. Well, he thought it was great. No, he talked real slow and shitty.
Oh, yeah.
And he's so smart. He was so smart.
Yeah. Wow. But he was your neighbor for a long time.
No, that lot was empty. He bought that lot, and that's where he put the house up.
But once he put the house up, he was your neighbor for many years, right?
Well, no, when he put the house up, he put a 3-foot frontage between my house and his house, and he had 20 feet on the other side.
The other side was completely open.
Open, yeah. And I was blocked in. I couldn't see the next street over.
Yeah.
He wanted to get as much space as he could.
Did he come over and visit you much when you lived there?
No, I don't think he's ever in my house. We never went to his house. Delphi used to be pretty close with Martha. Martha was all right.
Martha was a nice lady.
Yeah, but what's his name? He's a diplo.
Did Martha have a strong accent also?
No, Martha was pretty good.
Yeah. I remember she worked at Kmart for many years.
Yeah, she worked at Kmart. Yeah.
And then the next house over was the Kozlowskis.
Yeah.
And I believe she's like probably 80, and she's still.
And then you had Big next door.
Who was next door?
Big Mendenhall's, Big A's.
Oh.
Well, Mendenhall's, they moved out. They moved they moved out of the country.
No kidding. And how about the mechanic? The mechanic was a couple doors down Bundy. He took care of your cars, right?
I
Not
took my
really.
car, and I took it out, and I couldn't drive it. When he put it out, he put the jack on the spring, and the car was without a spring.
Well, you drove the car to his repair shop, And then you couldn't drive it out.
I said, I can't drive a car. I said, what do you want me to do? He's supposed to be such a religious person. The family's supposed to be such a religious person.
Yeah.
I said, well, you put the jack on a spring, and you screw the spring up.
Well, you had a good defense. You drove the car in, and now you can't drive it
I
out.
told him, I said, I can't drive. I said, what do you want from me? He said, get the hell out of here.
How could you get the hell out of here?
Yeah.
So what, did he finally resolve it for you?
No, I had to take the Buffalo to the National.
So he basically destroyed your car and told you to get the hell out.
Yeah,
But the car wouldn't drive.
and I wouldn't drive.
And he was like always wearing the religion on his chest. He was always like letting everyone know he's a great Baptist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a shoemaker. Then the other guy on the next street over, I can't think of the name of it.
Pon Henry?
He had my car, not the Volkswagen, but we had the Green Hornet then. And he had my car, and he put it on the oil reservoir on the bottom. He put the jack on that, and when he jacked it up, he broke the seal on the oil thing. I had oil all over the place.
All over.
I said, what are you going to do about that? He said, hey, what do you want for me? You got a bad car. I said, I got a bad car now.
So how the hell did you fix that?
I took it to Buffalo again.
And then what did they do to fix a hole in the oil pan?
They took the whole put the whole new oil pan in there.
Jeez.
That was $175 there.
Jeez, that's like 1,000.
I wouldn't trust Bundy anymore for automobile work. I went direct to the Buffalo.
Wow. What other kind of neighbors did you have there?
Huh?
Do you remember any other kind of neighbors you had there?
I had Mendenhall on the right. I had Bundy's. Not Bundy's, but...
How about pampered poodles?
Who?
Pampered poodles.
That was that one next door to me. She was grooming dogs.
And how was she, a nice lady?
She was a nice lady, but I told my mother downstairs, I said, Mom, don't open your window on that side she's on, because she opens the window, puts the fan in there, and she's grooming dogs because it's too hot in the stupid basement. She opens the window in the basement, puts the fan in there, and blows all that shit to my mouth. I said, Mom,
wow.
close the window now.
So your mother had to keep the window shut?
Yeah.
Did
She realized she couldn't do that, but she did.
Did she have a son and a daughter?
Oh?
Didn't she have
Yeah, the daughter was crazy. The daughter was asleep in the middle of the street.
How about the son?
The son left. He went overseas. He was in the military. He just went overseas.
He went overseas?
Yeah.
Wow. And how was the neighbor across the street that did the weddings?
Oh, that was Hank and Lorraine.
Hank and Lorraine, how were they? Nice neighbors?
Hank was nice. Well, I walked through walk between the houses all the time.
So he'd cut through your house?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
He went to the two beer joints on Niagara Street.
Oh, okay, so he went to the beer joints
Minute 40.
four blocks down, and he was cutting through your house with a short...
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how about the Boscos? What happened to them?
Boscos were nice down the corner.
They were nice.
Yeah, they were nice. Delphine was friendly with Mrs. Bosco. Yeah.
Yeah. And how about Bacotas? They were your neighbors.
Who?
Bacotas.
On the corner?
Yeah, no, Bacotas, that when you were moving out, you said Mrs. Bacotas said something to you? When the movers were at your house.
Oh no, Brigade said the movers came out, and they had a trailer with a high trailer, and they knocked her telephone line down, and she come over and said, John, we have a little, she was sitting on a cellar stuff, I was down cellar doing something, John, we have a little problem. I don't have any phone in my house because your workers knocked my phone line down.
And this is when you're moving out of the house, a house that you were in since like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that your wife, Delphine, found a buyer for the house.
Found it in the meat market.
30 seconds.
Huh?
30 seconds.
She found a buyer.
Yeah, and she was in the meat market buying something, and the guy said, I'm looking for a good house. Delphine, I've got a good house for you.
She's a gem. She's a gem. And it's sold.
It's sold, yeah. I was lucky to get out of it because it started deteriorating right after that.
Oh, you got out right then.
Yeah.
Lucky
That's
man.
that's where we moved to Florida.
Yeah, lucky man.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll pick this up again.
Another one in the books.
All right.